going for the group sweep. RainRaider is also looking to improve his time because his first race was kind of a write-off due to some console issues. And in his second race against Bando, I think he got a 25:08, which is not bad, but he definitely wants to improve that today.
Definitely. And he did some practice runs earlier today, and he got I think 224s. So yeah, he's looking in good shape. And as we can see, RainRaider is taking full command of the race immediately.
Starting off with a 36, pretty good.
Yeah, solid time. And CoyConrad with a 43. Okay, so CoyConrad has been off the game for quite some time, but he recently came back to streaming, and yeah, he decided to join the tournament, which is fun.
And I'm not sure if he's PB'd since coming back, but he has a time in the 28 range, which is actually pretty respectable.
Yeah, definitely. He was going pretty hardcore in the last ATR tournament we had.
So this is Fossil Canyon, pretty difficult track because of this trick here that we just saw RainRaider do called Canyonless. If you're not familiar, basically there's a section of the track where you perform 2 tight drifts to grab both a blue balloon and hit a zipper, and then you chain those boosts to launch yourself into the canyon, skipping preferably skipping a good chunk of this section.
Yeah, and RainRaider just clipped straight through that balloon, but
Yep.
1 and 2 is still a decent time for a race for sure. He's not going to be unhappy with that. And as you can see, CoyConrad is not going for it. Well, he did go for it now. He didn't go for it earlier. But as you can see, it's actually really hard and really... You need to be really quick on the drift. And he started the drift too early, so he hit the side and wasn't able to change direction again to go for the zipper.
And now we have RainRaider on Jungle Falls. Is this our favorite track? Would you say this is your favorite track?
Yeah, in this kind of run, definitely. It's in the balloon race, it's just super clean and really beautiful track.
Really fast, really flowy, and yeah, it's just great. RainRaider gets a 38.
Yeah, which is solid. He's having a solid run so far. So let's see how Hot Tub Volcano goes, because this is a track that can, even though it's the easiest out of bounds, it can still have some issues with. For example, this clip with a harder strat, but that wouldn't super smoothly, so no problems. CoyConrad with the 45 Jungle Falls, for his skill level, that's actually really, really good.
He looks pretty clean throughout the whole race.
Yeah, that's great. And CoyConrad is also going to go for that out of bounds. I'm very sure. And he's going for the fast strat too. He's missing a couple of bananas though, but... Oof, nice. Gets it. And RainRaider ends up with
50.
Yeah.
Might be a little slower than he wanted, but didn't make the mistake that CoyConrad's making right now.
Yeah, he turned back too early, so he never hit the...
I think that's still too early. Yeah, that's still too early.
He needs to go further up. He needs to go further up, because the checkpoint is more in the middle section, kind of far up. And he's trying to turn back too early. It needs to be further to the left here. That's also the wrong way. I thought so. Yeah, he's not going far enough to the left. He's wasting a lot of time here, unfortunately. He needs to go further.
This looks better.
Okay, this should be better. This should be better. This should work. Yeah. It does. But that's really unfortunate. But that's, for the people watching, it could be a good lesson, because if you watch a lot of speedruns and stuff of this game and you see oh no, he turned back on the wrong side, he needs to go backwards to hit the triggers and then turn back. Because the thing is, if you don't practice this enough, or like you're a little rusty at it or something like that, you can actually waste an insane amount of time.
So
And yeah.
I just wanted to point out real quick that while we were focusing on CoyConrad there, RainRaider just got a 46 on Whale Bay, which is really
46?
Yeah, he got a 46
Wow.
on Whale Bay.
That's I'm very sure that's a PB for him. 46 is actually really good. That's like that's what the the best players aim for when they play and do PB attempts. So yeah, 46 is super good. And 16-second lap, good. And he actually was ahead of Pipsy there, because sometimes you end up in that area at the wrong time, kind of, so that Pipsy steals your balloon, or like someone else. 52, dude, this run is so good from RainRaider right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but he was like right before the CPU, so he could steal it. But if you see that they're going to catch it, you usually go for the balloon on the right of the tree instead of the one to the left, so you can still get a balloon. But it's just slightly longer, but it's definitely worth getting the balloon. 23:65 is okay lap. Let's see here, and the jump is clean. So just hold down on the button when you leave the edge down the slope, and you tilt the car backwards, and you gain air. That's how you kind of fly down, like RainRaider did. Not sure if you guys see it, but here, holding down tilts the car backwards. And magnet strats.
The magnet strats. It didn't really work for him. he hit the back of, I guess, Diddy or one of the racers there, and he actually like got sent backwards a little bit. So not really working out.
No.
RainRaider known for using the magnet strats from time to time.
Yeah, I think generally in car, it's really rare that the magnet is going to work out for you. But in hover, it's actually really good sometimes, especially in Boulder Canyon. If you get a really slow boost, if it's laggy or something in the fortress part, you can use the magnet to like get grounded faster, because you don't really want to be in the air too much while in hover, even though it looks like it, because you are in the air a lot. And something I can add to that might be interesting for people is that when you do snaking and stuff, you actually hold it slightly forward to tilt your car, like your hovercraft, forward, so you can keep yourself grounded more. I don't think a lot of people think about that when they see it, but if you see, if you look at RainRaider later, when he's going to do Boulder Canyon, you will see that he's going to tilt downwards as soon as he get airborne, and you just hold slightly up all the time.
All right, so RainRaider moving on to Everfrost Peak, track that he's really, really good at.
Yeah, he has really high potential, and he's using a really he has a really good potential in this level. He does a really interesting strat here, with he use 3 balloons in a row like that, and no one else really does that. So it's kind of interesting. Makes him like it makes him unique in this level. But yeah, I think if RainRaider keeps this up, he's definitely on pace to beating his other time. Like this run is really good. So CoyConrad with the spam of rockets again. Oof, wow, he clipped through 2 balloons there, RainRaider.
Dang.
Unlucky, but still at 1 flat. Like,
really
yeah,
good time.
that's really solid. And he would have probably gotten a sub 1 if he didn't clip through those 2 balloons there. I know that RainRaider is struggling a little bit more with Boulder's Cove though, so let's see how this goes. I really like how CoyConrad did that in the tunnel, by the way, where he missed the zipper, but he just cleanly picked up all the bananas on the side. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you saw that, but it was really cool.
No, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, dancing on the edge of the. He doesn't not want to take a dip in the
Mhm.
in the what's
And for
it
those that
called?
don't
Yeah.
know, the bananas are kind of important because each one you collect increases your top speed and acceleration to a maximum of 10. So that's why, even though he missed the zipper, it still kind of worked out for him because he was able to pick up those 3 bananas, which would speed him up in the subsequent laps.
Yep.
So it wasn't a
Definitely.
total loss.
Exactly. And you see, it's kind of interesting. If you see RainRaider there, he bounced off at the end of the loop. So what you do there is that you hold R and hold to the right. And for some reason, I don't know why, but if you just hold right there and exit the loop, you're just going to slam into the wall really hard. But if you hold R, you bounce out. So you can get like a good angle towards the bananas, which is really weird, but that's what happens. So if you see them like bounce off, you can, if you want to notice it later. I'm not sure if CoyConrad is doing it, but if you want to watch later in Darkmoon Caverns after the loop, you will see the same thing. So try to think about that when they exit the loop, that they're like bouncing off the right side out to the left. And that happens because they hold R.
CoyConrad also clipping right through the balloon, the same balloon that RainRaider did.
Yep. That is unfortunately a thing in this game, and not only in Everfrost Peak. But CoyConrad going for some safer strats, doesn't really want to handle the zipper inside the cave, so he just uses the balloon into the air zipper. But it is interesting to see, like, he got a 122 there, and RainRaider got a 1 flat. So you can definitely see the difference in skill between top runners like RainRaider and like mid-tier runners like CoyConrad through looking at plane mainly, because that's like the key to success in this game. The key to success is definitely through plane.
So RainRaider now on another one of my favorite tracks, Frosty Village.
Yeah, it's a great level. Oof, wow, that was so
That's
close.
spike ball, really close. Typically, you want to pick up the purple balloon, which is the shield, because there's going to be traps all throughout that section. But sometimes you just miss the balloon, and then you just gotta hope that you don't run into one, or you can, avoid it as best you can. But sometimes you just can't.
That was a last centisecond dodge from RainRaider.
It's a 109.
Really
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
109,
sub 110 is. I'm usually happy with sub 110.
Yeah, same. Like the 109 is definitely a solid time. You saw CoyConrad. He did that with the right side of the loop.
Missing the zipper, so he had to prematurely use that blue balloon, but not a big deal.
Yeah.
I think that was a smart decision.
Yeah. As you can see, on the hover, as we were talking about earlier, see that it's tilting forward all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as he's airborne, you just see him being tilted. But he's actually doing it all the time and not just when he's in the air. But it's harder to see while on the ground.
I'd say it's probably especially important in this level because there are a lot of points in this level where you are airborne.
Yeah. That was a really harsh bonk there from RainRaider.
Yeah, getting stuck like right in the corner, like when you bonk in the hovercraft, it's usually not too bad because you kind of just like bounce off the walls and you can continue. But he actually got stuck in the corner. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. You just lose all your speed and.
Yeah, he basically lost. He lost 2 balloons and all speed.
Mm-hmm.
So really punishing. So yeah, kind of rough Boulder Canyon, but the run has been so good, so I think he's not going to care too much.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's still on 24 pace.
Yeah, for sure. I am not doubting that at all. And CoyConrad is also doing some cool stuff in the slope. So, as I mentioned in Crescent Island, if you hold it down, you tilt your car backwards, and that's what you can see if you look at the next lap for CoyConrad. When he's going down the slope, after the zipper, he's going to tap down on the joystick so he can extend the distance he flies down here. Look at this. Yeah, cool. So he
If
just...
you look closely, you can actually see like the cart pumping up. That's like basically him like tapping down on the stick. He's actually like angling the car to get more distance.
Like tilting it backwards, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool. And you'll see it once again here. Because if you saw like that boost that he got right there was actually tilting forward. So he would have, if he didn't pull backwards, he probably would have hit that midsection. But now he just flew all the way over it.
RainRaider finishing up with Greenwood Village. He's gonna get a 111, which is not too bad. He might have wanted a little bit better, but
yeah, it's a mediocre time for him. Okay, but really important thing here. Windmill planes out of bounds.
If RainRaider wants to improve on his 2508, he pretty much needs to get this trick.
Yep.
And he doesn't get it. Wow.
That's really unfortunate. This round was really good, but I honestly think he's still on 24 pace, even if he gets it on the next lap. So he should definitely keep it up here, because if he keeps the good gameplay up, I think he can still get a 24 with his run.
Yeah, this having to do one lap over loses about 20 seconds, I'd say, maybe.
Yeah, around there.
That didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I think he rushed it there. He kinda, I feel like he was probably pretty disappointed of the first miss.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really common. That's something you see kind of often, you know, when you get a little frustrated that you miss, or like you get a bit disappointed, the mistakes keeps coming because you lose your focus a little bit.
On CoyConrad's side, he's having a little bit of trouble with these logs here. He's getting pushed around a little bit by the terrain.
Yeah. Usually you want to jump over them or avoid them in general. Like the stuck logs are, you know, by the, what do you even call it? Like the water flow thing downwards. Like, I don't know what to call it. But like you want to jump over those, and the other logs you just want to avoid.
Mm-hmm. So really unfortunate for RainRaider. He finishes Windmill Plains with a 145, which is probably about a 40-second.
Yeah, it's like
time
40.
Loss.
Yeah, around 40.
Yeah. I mean, if he had probably be about 40 seconds lost if he had, you know, a mediocre Windmill Plains with the inbounds, but
yeah.
So yeah, he's probably definitely disappointed about that.
Yeah. But that's unfortunate because that one was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
Oh wow.
CoyConrad is.
Looks like he lost control a little bit. Yeah, he's just drifting the wrong way.
There's actually something that happens sometimes when you, like when the back of your car hits the wall, it changes the direction of your drift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely something you got to watch out for. Like if you want to learn the game and play, like if you're drifting and your car's like rear hits a wall, it's gonna instantly change the direction of the drift.
Ooh. Unfortunately, not getting the right drift. Oh wow.
Yeah.
A couple harsh bonks at the end of this level here.
I think he wanted to go for double drift instead of using the short turn.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've been thinking about a lot myself that's kind of unrelated, but it's the drifting is actually called power sliding in this game, but no one ever uses that term in the speedrunning community. So I'm not sure why that happened, but everyone calls it drifting, but it's called power sliding technically.
So CoyConrad doesn't go for this trick. I'm not sure if I've seen him practice it, but might not be comfortable enough doing the trick in a run.
Yeah, I think that's
which
the case.
Is totally fine.
I know that he's really solid at the Space Alpha one though.
Mm-hmm. And RainRaider finishing up
it's like
one of the hardest
or 118 or so. Solid. Yeah, 117 Space S is actually really good, because that level is crazy difficult. Like, in my opinion, the by far hardest track. Let's see some chained barrels here.
Mm-hmm. Plane is unique in that it's the only vehicle that can like generate its own boost. So by chaining boosts and barrel rolls, you can go long stretches without even having to press or tap the accelerator, which is really cool. And kind of mastering the movement of the plane is like as Giz said earlier, is really what separates the top runners from the mid-tier runners.
Yeah. Yo, RainRaider got a lot of speed from that, and he couldn't really handle it because he was too far to the right, so he kind of grinded the wall instead of getting into the tunnel.
Getting to the loop at about 1 minute is a little rough.
Yeah. I do think he is pretty. I do think that he has realized that he's not going to beat his former time. So I just think he's trying to play it off and just accept the other race as his best time. And I don't think he's. Yeah, I just think he's playing it. He's just finishing the run.
Mm-hmm.
Because he needs to finish it to finish it on top of his group.
Mm-hmm. But
yes,
wow.
yes. Let's go!
Oh my gosh!
Let's go! Let's
go! Did
go!
he do that on purpose?
So awesome. No, he drove into an oil slick. That's exactly how I found this trick. Yeah. That's how I found this trick. I drove into an oil slick, flew out of bounds, and exited the lap.
All right. Well, it doesn't even matter what time he gets. It doesn't even matter. He's automatically the GOAT.
Oh my god, that was so awesome! Like as soon as I saw the oil slick, it's like, oh, imagine if he flies out and he goes out of bounds, and he gets it, and he knows how to hold. Sweener tried it, and he didn't know what inputs you were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're just supposed to hold right. That's it.
Wow.
That was so good. Oh my god.
That might be
awesome.
the most hyped moment of the day. I mean, we've got lots of Econ racing today, but we might have I don't know what else we can show you. That's gonna be cooler than that.
I saw Sweener posting something about the swaggiest strat in DKR and posted Canyonless, and I'm like, it should be this trick, and this just shows exactly why. I mean, this is like the swaggiest trick in the entire game.
Now, did that save him any time? Saves him about half a second, right?
It saves like 1 second optimally or so. So yeah, it's like if you actually get it cleanly, you actually save a good chunk of time. Like it was 1 second, which is pretty good. So he actually did save a bit of time. He did, however, since he hit the
oil slick,
yeah, he lost a bit of speed. So he probably didn't save like a full second, but probably half second.
So even with that windmill planes, RainRaider's still on pace for like mid 25.
Yeah, it's like 40 seconds, 45 seconds from now or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a mid 25, and he lost 40 plus in Windmill Plains alone.
Gets the out of bounds, no problem whatsoever. That was really clean.
Yep. Man, that... whoa. We need to clip that later.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so good.
I can't do anything that cool.
Just hit an oil spill. And it's fine.
Okay, we're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he turned a little early there, but what do I know?
Yeah, it was definitely on. It was really close. Let us say that. All right, and it's 25-34, I think.
Yeah. You know, despite, I mean, he lost 40 seconds in Windmill Plains. That's like still a really good time, despite, you know.
Yeah, and also
that mistake.
I feel like, you know, after that huge mistake, he kind of, you know, he felt like he kind of lost the will to go fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that if he would have gotten that, this would have been probably like in the 2440s at least.
Mm-hmm. But even though RainRaider didn't get the seeding time he wants, that doesn't mean anybody should doubt him, because he definitely in the beginning of the run he showed that he's a major contender, and don't mess around.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, he has a lot of potential. He's grinding really hard currently. Yeah, like yeah, definitely. Like, he's a great player with great dedication. He's probably the player who plays the most currently. So yeah, he's gonna be an interesting thing to watch in the bracket later. Winning his group. Gotta emphasize that, because he has officially won his group with this match.
Mm-hmm. So we might have RainRaider join us in just a moment, but until then, CoyConrad is still on his run. So let's see how the rest of this goes. He's on Star City. Gets a 31-second first lap.
We have a RainRaider in here.
Hello.
Hello. So RainRaider, I can imagine you're probably not too happy with that time, but you did sweep your group. So congrats on doing that.
Thank you, Trident.
Yeah, I mean, like both Trade and I were really impressed by the gameplay in general. Like, the run was really good. Oh no, CoyConrad fell off the bridge.
Oh.
A
But
few
your run was really good. Yeah. But yeah, like, the run was really good. But then, you know, we all know what happened with the Windmill Plains. So, what do you feel about the how do you feel about the race in general, or like the run?
Well, I kind of feel at this point I'm just throwing dice every time I do an ATR run, because I feel like oftentimes, like, I'll have, that's what I mostly get, but if I'm going on a really, really good pace, usually something really bad goes wrong. But in this particular run, it, like, I probably was like 24:30's pace or so, and
Yeah.
then that happens, and then Dark Moon happens, and
That was so hype.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most insane thing. Like, and I love that you did it because you hit the oil slick, like exactly like I found the trick from the start, from the beginning. I don't think I've ever seen it, like, after I found it. I don't think I've ever seen it done like that. So that was really awesome.
yeah, my mouth was gaping the entire time. I just did not know what to do. It's like, oh my god, am I gonna lose 40 seconds because I don't know what to do. And
So wait, you've never done that before, ever?
I've never tried to go for that ever. That just happened, and yeah.
Well, good thing you held right, and
and not down like Sweener, who just flew out in the void. You just hold right, straight right. That's it.
yeah. So far,
Okay.
that's the moment of the tournament, I would say. So far.
So-
So anybody
so
who
funny.
want to top that, you need to do something just as crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome.
So CoyConrad finishing up real quick.
Yeah, and he got that out of bounds without the shield, by the way. Just
Yeah,
wanna
I
add.
know.
He's doing some loops. And he thought he would finish the run, but he actually missed the trigger. So he needs to go back to hit the trigger. There you go.
All right, are we gonna get some
Yeah.
more loops though?
Yeah. He's wasting some time for us now because Trident and I are actually gonna commentate on the next race that is on another channel. So we can't spend too much time in the interviews. But I think one of the racers was running a little late, so I think we're fine.
So I think RainRaider, you're actually like the first to finish all of your group matches. You're quite the keener. You've got all your matches done. So you know, you got some time before the bracket stage. So what are you gonna do?
Well, the big thing I want to do is just get some like focus training on some of my courses. Like I feel like I've kind of in the swing of but it's pretty obvious now which courses I need to like start grinding and make more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
For the windmill planes thing, it's kind of weird because I feel like for the past ones I've only missed it like once or twice. So it's kind of
Yeah.
disappointing.
But I think
Yeah.
I think your first attempt was like an okay attempt. You just were a little low, so you just hit the wall instead of the the clip part. But on the second lap, it felt like it was like a frustration attempt. It just like you just slam straight into the wall. It wasn't really close. I just think like you were just like a little upset that you missed it and just went for it for something. Yeah.
Yeah, I basically like mentally hit the wall there for a bit, so a bit shook, but thankfully I got the Spaceport Alpha. It wasn't too horrible, so
Yeah. Does Conrad have a link to this, by the way?
I marked him as done, so he should have got a link.
Okay. If you wanted to say anything.
well,
Oh,
I
here we
guess
Hello.
Here we go. What's up?
I had a great race.
With a lot of donuts and loops and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry for wasting your time there at the end. I actually thought I was done the first 3 loop-de-loops, but nah, the checkpoints today weren't with me. I don't know what happened in Hot Top Volcano. I'm actually really confused because
I can tell you what you did.
okay, tell me.
So, like you turned too early most of the time, so you didn't go high enough on the minimap to hit the trigger, and one of the times you didn't go left enough. So like you kind of avoided the trigger in, either going too short or going too far to the right. So those were the mistakes you did.
The odd part is that I usually look for the double exclamation point and then the arrows to the left to know when to turn around from the finish line.
Yeah.
And I saw that like 3 times, and I was like, "Are you serious? How am I still not hitting this?"
Yeah. I usually look at at the minimap because I know like where the trigger is. So I just look at the minimap to see if I hit that part of the minimap.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was your first race of the tournament.
Yeah. Hopefully, it can only go up from here. We'll see.
Yeah, less loops next time maybe.
Nah. I have to do it. I don't know how many missiles I shot on. What was it, Crescent Island or whatever?
Yeah, you had 2 sets of 2 sets of 10s at the end.
Yeah,
So much lag generated.
it's to help me make those tight turns.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I have the music on and I shoot a bunch of missiles, is for the extra time lag. So
Okay.
it's more like a buffer.
Yeah. But yeah, you're gonna fight for 3rd place here in this group. How do you feel? You're gonna face Prof Poli for 3rd.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really haven't looked on speedrun.com. I just hope that both of us can get PB. That's all I hope for, is double PBs.
Yeah. He has a 30-31 or something like that, I think.
Okay. So if it goes like it did today, there's a good chance that
I think he got a 30. He got a 31.05 in the last race.
Okay. I just hope we both make PBs. That's all I hope for in these races. That's the fun part.
The wholesome, soon-to-be daddy, Conrad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to train my nurturing muscle. It's been atrophied so long. I just have to make sure that it exists by the time my little dude gets here.
Exactly. All right, I think we need to go because we're going to switch over to the other players. But I hope you guys had fun racing, and good job to RainRaider for taking home the group, being a 1st seed in the bracket. And yeah, Conrad on a good run that went badly at the end with some memes.
Thank you for the commentating, and good job, RainRaider.
Thanks, CoyConrad. Good race.
So yeah, I think if Conrad and RainRaider hops off, we're gonna switch over to the next racers, I think.
Have a good one, guys.
See you later, man.